What's up, you guys? For those of you guys who don't know me, I am Miguel. I'm a full-time college student, and I'm also an E5, which is most commonly known as a sergeant in the Army National Guard. And today I'm going to be going over how much money I get paid from the Army, because they do pay me every single month, from two categories, which is the Montgomery GI Bill and also from my drill weekends. And today I'm going to show you guys exactly how much I get paid. Just for some context, as I said previously, I'm a E5, which is a sergeant in the Army National Guard, and I'm also a full-time college student at Northern Illinois University. I'm a junior studying for accounting, and I've got a year left and a couple of weeks until I graduate with my bachelor's. Now, in this video, I'm only going to be talking about Army-related income. So I'm not going to bring up my civilian job or any sort of investment or just anything else related to income, aside from just strictly what I make from the Army National Guard. To start us off, I'm going to be talking about my drill pay. So in the Army National Guard, we actually drill a week in the month and 2 weeks over the summer. But for purposes of this video, I'm going to be using last month as an example, which I had a 3-day drill. And usually drill dates do vary. Some of them could be a 2-day drill, a 3-day drill, or even a 4-day drill, which could be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday for a 2-day. But I actually had a 3-day, which was Friday through Sunday. Now, as an E5, for a 3-day drill, I actually got paid $526.24 gross pay. So that's before taxes and also before any sort of deduction. Now let me write it down so you guys don't forget. And the deduction was actually $79.85. If you subtract my gross income minus the tax and deductions, I end up with $446.39 is what hit my bank account in the month of March. Just keep in mind that this is what I got paid, and what you got paid is either going to be lower or higher depending on your rank. So whether you're a private first class, specialist, or staff sergeant, or even higher. Now, if you add everything up, my $446 from my drill weekend net pay to my $693 from my Montgomery GI Bill, I actually ended up getting paid $1,139.39 for 3 days worth of work. So essentially what that ends up coming out to is like a little bit over $330 a day, which is honestly pretty cool. Now just keep in mind that this doesn't include any sort of civilian job or investment or any additional money that I could be making as a side hustle or a part-time job. All right, you guys, big disclaimer here. So that was just my situation. That's how much I get paid personally. Of course, the pay may be less or more depending on your rank. So whether you're a private, a specialist, a sergeant, or even an officer. And then the next thing that does depend is also how much or how long you've been in your rank. So for example, me as a sergeant for 1 year, I get paid that much money for a 3-day weekend. Whereas somebody who's been a sergeant for 5, 6, 7 years could be getting paid more than that because they've been that rank for longer. And the next factor is also if you are full-time or a part-time student. So since I am taking, I think definitely over 12, because I'm getting the full $693 a month. Whereas if I were to be a part-time student, which is like less than 12 credit hours, I would be getting paid half of that. So that's like $340 something a month from just the Montgomery GI Bill. And the next thing is there are different types of GI Bill. So for example, the one that I'm using is the Montgomery GI Bill, and there's also one called the post 9/11 GI Bill, which I'm not sure if they get paid more or less or how that works exactly because I don't have it personally, but it's like the same thing where you get paid a monthly allowance, I guess, for books or any sort of stuff that you may need to buy for college. And keep in mind that that $1,100 doesn't include any sort of deployments because I've never been deployed personally. And it also doesn't include any sort of bonus that I could be getting from the Army. Now, I'm not saying join the army for the money, but honestly, it's helped me out a lot financially speaking. I'm gonna come out of college with zero debt, and I also get like extra income from the army, which is honestly like really good if you are studying or spending so much time looking at your books or doing homework, studying for exams. It's just extra income that is really helpful for your situation. I know for me, it's been a worthwhile experience. Of course, I have had some struggle with my teachers because sometimes my drill days does conflict with my class times and also exams, and some of them are willing to work with me and some of them aren't. So just do keep that in mind that if you are going out for a drill, you may not have access to Wi-Fi or data to do homework, and your professors may not be able to coordinate their schedules or also their classes or exams with your schedule. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, be sure you give it a like and also subscribe for more videos where I break down money, military, or also life as a college student. Be sure you write down any comments you guys have in the comment section below, but I'll leave it at that. Peace.